Hey guys, Quacker Spooks here. Today is Thursday, October 7th, and today we're going to be doing predictions for Week 5 of the 2021 NFL season. As you can see, tonight kicks off NFC West Showdown. It is the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And yes, I'm going to be picking the Rams. I know Seattle won last week against San Francisco, but they'll probably lose here to the Rams because their defense is really good, and Matt Stafford, he did lose to the Cardinals. They're at the top of the division now, and they play the 49ers this week. So, we'll get to them in a minute. But anyways, I'm going to be picking the Rams tonight because Rams actually look like a good team. And it showed. Not against the Cardinals, but yeah, and the Cardinals are pretty good. But I'm going to be picking the Rams for this week. Here's the London game. That's pretty interesting. The New York Jets take on the Atlanta Falcons in London at 9:30 in the morning. So anyways, I'm going to be picking the Falcons. They choked the lead against Washington. It did not look good. But against the Jets, even though they won against Tennessee, who was completely battered, I think the Falcons are going to pull out with the win just because they're the Jets, and the Jets do not look good right now, even though they won their first game in the season. And it was an OT against the Titans, and it interfered with a certain Steelers-Packers game that went on. So, yeah, I'm going with the Falcons for this one. Not by a country mile, but it's probably going to be a tank bowl. The New England Patriots take on the Houston Texans, and even though the Patriots lost to the Bucs on Sunday night, Tom Brady's return to Foxborough, I believe the Patriots are going to win against the Texans, and you want to know why? Because they played the Buffalo Bills last week, and they got completely obliterated. Yeah. Davis Mills had a quarterback rating of 0.8. That says something about your team. And the Texans are currently 1-3 after they completely... I knew they would collapse after going 1-0. After beating Jacksonville. So, yeah. I'm going to pick in the Patriots. The Detroit Lions take on the Minnesota Vikings at U.S. Bank Stadium. They got completely... They lost to the Browns last week. And the Lions lost in a hilarious fashion to the Chicago Bears. And they are the kings of turnovers, apparently. The Lions aren't the king of the jungle. They're just the kings of turnovers. And the Vikings, yeah, they made too many mistakes last week against Cleveland. And I knew they would lose to Cleveland, but yeah. I think the Vikings have made too many mistakes in the course of the beginning of the year. They had a fumble in week 2. They had the missed field goal against the Cardinals, and then they have the defensive holding call against Cleveland, and now they're 1-3, and I'm not sure what in the world the Vikings are doing, but the Detroit Lions actually look like a terrible team, so I'm gonna pick in the Vikings. They're gonna win their first game since let's just hope they don't make any more mistakes. The Philadelphia Eagles take on the Carolina Panthers. And I am going to be picking the Panthers. Eagles, I'm sorry, you're still going to have a pretty terrible team this year. Your 1-3 record shows it. You won against Atlanta. That was an easy win. You guys realize you guys have to play Tom Brady again this season? With the Buccaneers. But you're playing the Panthers, and even though they lost to the Cowboys last week, I think they could probably pull off a win here. I think the Cowboys' defense just looked pretty good. Jalen Smith was cut, and he signed with the Green Bay Packers, so I'm not really sure if that was a good decision to cut Jalen Smith, even though he's your veteran linebacker. So, yeah, I'm going to pick in the Panthers. The New Orleans Saints take on the Washington football team. And I'm going to be picking the Saints here. I know I should be picking Washington, but I believe the Saints could pull it off. Even though they lost in hilarious fashion to the New York Giants, I think they could bounce back and win against Washington. Because, I know the Saints don't have Drew Brees anymore or Emmanuel Sanders, but, I think this team could really do something in the season. So I'm going to be picking the Saints. I may regret that decision later on. Anyways, the Tennessee Titans take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Titans lost to the Jets, and the Jaguars lost to the Bengals. So, I'm not really sure how to gauge this. I'm going to be picking the Titans anyways, just because the Jaguars are, they're just bad. Anyway, I think the Titans are going to pull out with a win here. This would be consecutive loss number 20 for the Jaguars. I don't know why Wade is texting me, but anyway. The Miami Dolphins take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I was telling him about my predictions for the World Series. That's what that meant. Anyway, I'm going to be picking the Buccaneers. They're currently 3-1, and they'll probably be 4-1. And Miami is not even looking too good right now. I know they went 10-6 last year, and I'm not sure how they went 10-6. But I think that the Buccaneers are going to pull off with a win. I think Brady's going to be. I think they're going to thrive this season, like they already are. But I am going to be picking the Bucs. So, yeah. The Green Bay Packers take on the Cincinnati Bengals. And I'm going to be picking the Green Bay Packers for this matchup. Not that the Bengals are terrible. I just think the Packers could probably pull this off since they bounced back after they lost to the Saints in Week 1. So, Yeah, I'm going to be picking the Packers for this one. The Denver Broncos take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course, I'm going to be picking the Broncos, even though they lost to the Ravens, which was a good team, so they have a free win. Pretty much, because the Steelers are trash. So yeah, I'm going to be picking the Broncos. The Chicago Bears take on the Las Vegas Raiders. I believe the Raiders are going to pull off with a win here. Actually, no. Who did I pick for this one? Oh, yeah, I did pick the Raiders. You're right. I did pick the Raiders when I did this. Yeah, I'm picking the Raiders. Even though they looked pretty terrible against the Chargers last week, I think they can pull this off. And the Bears have no offensive line, so this is going to be easy for them. Anyways, I'm going to be picking the Raiders. The Cleveland Browns take on the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going to be picking Cleveland. They actually look like a good team, even though Baker is actually playing with a torn labrum in his left shoulder, even though he throws with his right hand. And yeah, I think that's why he's regressing, is because he's been dealing with that shoulder issue. He's been dealing with a torn labrum. But I think they could win against the Chargers here. Go 4-1. But yeah. I'm going to pick in Cleveland. The New York Giants take on the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm going to be picking the Cowboys. The Giants, even though they won against the Saints last week, still are a derp. So, I'm picking the Cowboys. For this week. The San Francisco 49ers take on the Arizona Cardinals, and I'm going to be picking the Cardinals. I think they have a chance to win the NFC West, because they actually look really good right now. And the 49ers, they just lost to the Seahawks, so I'm not really sure how to gauge on them just yet. Jimmy G was out for the game, and they had to start Trey Lance. So, anyways, I'm picking the Cardinals. The Buffalo Bills take on the Kansas City Chiefs. And, of course, I'm going to be picking my team, the Kansas City Chiefs. And I know the Bills actually look good. It's going to be a great game. I think the Chiefs will pull out with a win, though. Making the Bills 3-2. So, and the Chiefs will also be 3-2 after this week if they win. And on Monday Night Football, we have the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to be picking the Ravens. The Colts actually won against Miami, but, they're going to collapse again. So, yeah, I'm picking the Ravens for this one. And that's it for Week 5 predictions. We'll see you guys next week when we do Week 6.